Hi, I'm Rick Davis, and I'm John McCain's campaign manager, and I wanted to give you today a little description of our path to victory. Our strategy is based on an early primary win in one of the first two presidential contests that will then carry us through victories in other early primary states. The first of those are New Hampshire and Iowa, and we believe that the top two finishers in New Hampshire will have the momentum to carry us into Michigan and South Carolina with wins. We believe, too, that this early state strategy is much superior than the late state strategy. We believe momentum, because of the compression of the schedule, is critical to the success of our campaign and any other that expects to win. We believe the late state strategy will not work for any candidate, including Rudy Giuliani, who holds that strategy, and we already see an erosion in his polling numbers in those later states and nationally. Other factors include ideological positioning. Rudy Giuliani is caught in an ideological bind and is now being defined as a liberal Republican. McCain, on the other hand, has managed to sustain a strong core on the right of center and now grows at both ideological poles. Mitt Romney, on the other hand, has never made a clear case for his ideology, and because of his flip-flops on core Republican issues, is seeing his base erode. Fred Thompson has failed to excite movement conservatives where he was originally positioned and is now suffering because of that. Mike Huckabee has filled that vacuum to the right of Romney and is now eating away at Romney's base from the right. Electability is a key factor in most primary voters' decisions on who to support. John McCain is the most electable Republican. There is no other conservative Republican who can beat Hillary Clinton and keep the Reagan coalition together. Republicans, independents, and conservative Democrats alike can appeal to John McCain's base, and he can keep this core group together that have won so many elections for us on a national scale. And again, John McCain is the only Republican who beats Hillary Clinton in any survey today. Our campaign believes that the compressed calendar actually increases the importance of New Hampshire. It makes winning early that much more important to generating momentum that will then be able to affect the organizations in these states. We believe, too, that the organizations we have in Iowa, New Hampshire, Michigan, South Carolina, and Florida are strong, have remained strong, and have been building strength all during the course of this campaign. We believe with momentum in these key organizations, we can win in those states. Resources have always been a big issue in our campaign, and we believe that the situation in Iowa and New Hampshire set up perfectly for us. They're inexpensive states that don't require a lot of money to be able to run and win. Huckabee right now is demonstrating that in Iowa in a significant fashion. These early primary wins will help generate new online donations and give us fundraising momentum. In 2000, when John McCain won the New Hampshire primary, our campaign raised over $10 million in the next month online. Losing candidates will have to spend more money in these early states to overcome losses and therefore drain their resources. Other factors in this election include Huckmentum. We've heard a lot about this, the David and Goliath story of Iowa, and we think this will be probably the story that comes out of Iowa. Huckabee upsets Romney in a stunning blow. Secondarily, infighting amongst other candidates have created opportunities for John McCain to get his message across without any kind of attack. Rudy Giuliani and Mitt Romney have been attacking each other on issues such as immigration, taxes, healthcare, and spending. The Florida First strategy adopted by Rudy Giuliani's campaign has also opened up opportunities for McCain in early primary states. By waiting back until Florida to strike, Rudy Giuliani's given time for John McCain's campaign to grow in key early states like New Hampshire and South Carolina, and allowing us to build our momentum. There's a clear path to the nomination of John McCain. By doing well in Iowa and finishing first in New Hampshire, that crucial election win in his basic home state will allow him to have the momentum that will drive him to victory in Michigan, South Carolina, and Florida. Those three key states will basically be where the nomination of this party is decided. Whoever comes out of Florida, the victor, John McCain, will basically see Super Tuesday, 20-plus states in one day as a victory lap. The calendar is the key. This is the most compressed election cycle in history. Iowa on January 3rd will be an upset victory for Mike Huckabee and redefine the whole election. New Hampshire, McCain repeats his historic win and beats all comers in the New Hampshire primaries. On just a week later in Michigan, McCain, with momentum, rolls into Michigan, a state he won 8 years ago, and wins again. This gives him added momentum into a state that has a lot of history with John McCain, South Carolina. On January 19th, South Carolina will afford John McCain a critical victory and propel him to wrapping up the nomination in Florida on January 29th. Florida's a momentum state. Too big to buy, too hard to campaign in, not enough time. 10 days after South Carolina, it will afford us our first glimpse of who the Republican nominee was going to be. Super Tuesday, only a few days later, 20 plus states, some of the biggest in the country, will be a victory tour for whoever's won Florida. We believe that'll be John McCain. I thank you for taking the time to listen to our strategy. I hope you'll pass this along to other people, and I hope you'll support our campaign and help us drive to victory.